So just your Sunday flow, starting out onto your back. Stretch your legs, stretch your toes toward the front of the room. Stretch your arms, stretch your fingers. Even pull your fingertips out of your knuckles. And it's a tiny, tiny movement, but it really requires your attention. And you bring attention to any point, and then there's that live connection. Take a long breath in, just where you are. Belly will rise. Open your mouth, get all the air out. It's stale air. Take another breath in, and when you take that breath in, you'll feel the lengthening happening for you. And then let all your exhale, that's your job. Move that out. Draw your knees into your chest as you exhale, squeeze them in. So as you hug your knees into your chest, wrap your arms around your knees. Gently rock side to side. Take your left leg, stretch it on the ground, please. Take your strap right around the sole of your right foot. Lengthen that leg to the ceiling. And give yourself room. So give yourself room on the strap on each end. Put a soft bend in that upper knee. Spread and fan your toes and lengthen your heel toward the ceiling. Just stretch that leg toward your face. And as you exhale, take both ends of the strap in that one hand and let your leg drop out to the side. Yep. Breathe right here. It's really okay to keep a soft bend in your upper knee. Breathe in, you'll get length through that inner leg. Breathe out. The muscles that are tight in the inner thigh, the inner groin, begin to soften. You're just in the beginning stage right now, and it's such an important stage. It's setting a whole foundation. Take breath in, take that leg up to the ceiling. Take both ends of the strap in the opposite hand. Let your exhale take that leg over to the left. Your chin can look towards your opposite shoulder. Keep a little bend in the knee, and at the same time, start actively pressing through that heel as if it's against a wall. Breathe in together with me. Open your mouth, let it relax and find its way out. Let the breath find its way out in a simple, relaxed way. The more you exhale, the more room there is for a simple, relaxed breath in and then a breath out. Take that leg that you're stretching right now, take it a little bit toward that opposite shoulder. So just draw the leg up a little bit towards your shoulder. You're not hiking it up there. It's just a tiny movement. Breathe into that side of your leg, the outer seam, I'll call it. Remember, let the exhale softly find its way out. On the in-breath, take that leg back up. On the exhale, draw that leg in towards you. Pull your head and shoulders up off the floor. Press your chin into your chest. Keep the leg straighter. Doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Working with yourself from the get-go sets up a really nice foundation where things just sort of find their way toward flow instead of force. Bend that knee a lot. Soften that. You can release the strap and soften that leg toward the ground. Feel for a moment, pause and feel the contrast between the two legs. Do you guys notice a difference?
It's strange.
What's that? Yeah?
Strange, oh yeah.
Yeah. The contrast, pausing to feel a contrast from one to the other leg. because we're going to build on a flow, but the flow will just unfold organically. But taking a moment to feel the difference and feel an impact. One leg feels better than the other, a little bit longer. And if the leg feels longer, then the muscles feel a little more relaxed. And you'll feel a lot more grounded in your day. Let's do that on the other side, please. Take that strap, wrap it around. On the inhale, take that leg right up in the air. Keep a soft bend in that upper knee. And you're drawing that leg a little bit towards you while squeezing the air out. It's so important you squeeze the air out. You don't want to just go through the pose itself. Take that leg and let it fall out to the side. So let the leg fall left. Keep a little bend in the knee, but press through that foot. Inhale that leg back up. Make sure a big breath in is what pulls that leg up. And let the exhale allow that leg to fall to the opposite side. That's it, Jim. Nice job. It's that kind of exhalation. It's handing it all over, I like to say. That's going to give your body that suppleness. And you walk in and it's rigid and stiff and everything's held tight. But it's that exhalation that's going to allow your body to go, oh yeah, I relax here, as a message. On the inhale, pick the leg back up. And hug it towards you again. Chin toward chest, head and shoulders off the ground. Keep that heel lengthening, even keeping a bend in that knee. Push out through that bottom foot too. Yeah. Take that again. Let that leg fall out to the left again. Maybe use your exhalation to let it drop. So it drops with care, is my point. And right there where you are, breathe. And breathe the most out. To get the most out of your yoga practice this Sunday, breathe out the most. And you'll get the most out of the pose, out of the stretch, whatever we're doing. You get the most benefit. Inhale the leg back up. Exhale, a big whoosh of air falls out of you as you take that leg again to the opposite side. You can draw it up toward that opposite shoulder now. Yep. And you try to keep your bottom shoulder blade on the ground so you don't have to take the leg so far over if that pops up. Try to keep both shoulders intact on the floor. Awesome job. Inhale the leg all the way back up. Hug it toward you one more time. Chest. Pressing toward thigh. Chin pressing into chest so your neck has length. Bend the knee a lot. Take the strap. Let it off your foot. Soften the leg on the ground. Inhale. Legs stretch toward me. Toes stretch toward me. Let your legs start to stretch out of your hips. Arms come over your head in a way that's comfortable. You can widen your arms overhead on the floor so your arms are on the ground as much as possible, but just let your inhale lengthen and create new space. And let your exhale be the move that pulls the movement of hugging knees into chest together. So your exhale is the move to create that finishing move of really physically hugging knees to chest. Rock side to side. Roll all the way to your right side, please. Come all the way up onto all fours. Make your way into tabletop. Your hands are underneath your shoulders, your knees under your hips. Inhale, let your belly just sink toward the ground. Let your gaze and your chest be pulled up toward the ceiling. Let your exhale be what rounds you. Chin to chest, hug belly into spine, tailbone toward feet. On the inhale, let your belly soften toward the ground. Stretch your tailbone, your chest up. On the exhalation, press chin to your chest. Pull your belly right in, suck it in. Push straight down, strong through those strong arms to get the stretch across the upper back while you're rounding. And then inhale, drop your belly. Again, look up. Curl your toes under. Take another big breath in. Exhale your way to your first down dog. Keep your knees bent in down dog. Feel your tailbone lift toward the ceiling. Inhale, pick up both your heels. And exhale, both down. All the air, make that your move. Your move is to get that air out. And then your move is to take in all the breath you can as you pull the heels up off the floor. And as you exhale, press them gently toward the ground. Bring your legs together, please. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Really find bones of your fingers into the ground. Use your breath in to take your right leg super high. Use your breath out to bend the knee, roll open. Get all the air out, that's your move. Roll your hip down, foot to the ground. Inhale, big launch up of that left leg, high. The more you breathe in, the more stretch, the more length, all good stuff. Bend the upper knee and roll open. Breathe right here. As you breathe out, roll that upper hip down, foot to the ground. Walk up, feet to your hands. Split your feet apart, hip width or a little wider. Take your hands, interlace them behind your back, or take the strap in your hands behind your back. What's going to work for your shoulders? And then when you're ready, you get it ready. Plant your feet into the floor. Bend your knees a lot and send your hips to the back wall. Inhale, feel like your spine and your chest want to draw forward and stretch toward the mirror wall. Exhale, soft forward fold. Your move is to get all that air moving out. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Arms are reaching. And then squeeze up your thighs. Like we're here to get stretched. We're here to get a little bit more release of tension, relax some more. But we're also here to be really strong and grounded. And we need to blend and marry the two. Press your feet to the floor, thighs are firm. Everything else wants a lift and launch. Let your exhale gently bend you into a little back bend. Knees are bent, pull the core in. Empty out the air, hands to heart. Bring the feet together. Feel your tailbone drop toward the ground a little bit. Pull the lower belly in and up. Breathe in. Let all of it move out. I'll open up with one Om. You can join or you can join silently. All Om is doing is just saying, I'm making a connection. I'm really here in my practice and in my body today. Each breath and each movement is going to further emphasize that. Bring your thumbs to your forehead center. Press in. Just making a very felt connection. On the inhale, take your arms straight up. Lift your gaze and look up. Bend the knees, chest right into your thighs, forward fold. Keep the knees soft. Your hamstrings will open up in their own time. Lift halfway up, hands to knees or shins. Send your hips to the back wall, and then really get conscious. If I press my hands into my front leg, there's something to what happens when I do that, where my spine comes out a little bit more. That's excellent. And then breathe right there. And let your exhale soften you into a fold. Knees stay bent. Head drops all the way down, 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 down. On the inhale, come all the way to stand. Empty all your air. That's your move. Fold forward. Halfway lift. Breathe in. Step into your first high push-up. Reminding yourself the shoulders are over the wrists. Reminding yourself to send your heels to the back wall. Reminding yourself to pull your thighs up. And you squeeze those thighs. And that's going to help out your core a ton. And it's going to help out your back. And then you're just going to breathe here. Because who knows how long I'm going to keep you. And putting a smile on your face while you're holding an intense freaking pose is a good thing. Take a full breath in. Softly pick up your eyes and look straight ahead. Rock forward on the balls of your feet and bend the elbows. Breathe all the air out to lower halfway. On your breath in, find your first upward dog. And find your next down dog. The air out gets you there. And then breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in. Open your mouth, empty it out. Like let it get flushed. Breathe in. Open your mouth, stick your tongue to your chin. Yep. And then right there, when the air is out, you suck your belly right in. You bend your knees a lot. Rock forward and back just a little bit, just to get a tiny bit of momentum, but keep the knees bent. And if you're ready, hop to the front edge of your mat. And if you say, yeah, not today, or you tried a little, it's just perfect. Inhale, halfway up. Whatever you choose is perfect as long as it's your choice. Forward fold. Press your feet through the floor. Firm thighs. Rise everything else up. Launch, 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 and lift. Empty everything. Forward fold. You notice the more you get lift and length, the more your spine gets awesome stretch and space. Halfway, inhale. Hug in the core now. Get back to high push-up. Squeeze up your thighs so they're not being able to sink and hang toward the floor. Get firm where you need to be firm. And then softly, softly, you want to start softening those shoulders down toward the hips. You want to pull the core in strong, 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 strong. Press your hands through the floor strong, but soften your jaw. Breathe in. Rock forward, low push-up. Up facing. Tops of your feet press, palms press. Shoulders are going to start moving out of the way. Down facing dog. Hips are really high in the air, head hangs low. Eyes are right between your feet. And then you keep your eyes planted between your feet so that you can stay anchored to the Ujjayi flow. In and out. Try this. Breathe in slowly. Try this. Breathe all that air out slower. Walk, feet to hands. Flat back, breathe in. Forward fold, empty everything you have. Just stay connected to your breath. Inhale, arms go straight up, fingertips get long. Feet are firm into the floor. Belly pulls in, fold forward, breathe out. In breath for a halfway lifting. Out breath to get you to plank. In breath, high push-up. Exhale, rock forward, lower down halfway. In breath, scoop the chest, lifting up into up dog. Empty Exhaling all you got. Down dog. Slow breath in. Slower breath out. It's going to really start calming and grounding the nervous system. Breathe in. Breathe all that out. One more. In slow. Slower out breath. That's it. That's it. Awesome. Walk up. Feet to hands. Belly tight though. Halfway. Breathe in. Forward fold. Empty everything you have. You empty all you have before you rise up. And when it's all out, you need to come up. Reach high on the breath in. Empty everything. Fold. Halfway. Breathe in. Stay connected to the anchor of breath. Step back. High push-up. In high push-up, fill up your lungs. Install breath into your lungs. Low push-up. Filter it out. Inhale, plummet in, into up dog. Out with it, down dog. Together, breathe in. Together, breathe out. Together, breathe in. Together, breathe out. Together, in. All together, really finish that sound to the bottom of your lungs. Hug in the core. Walk or hop forward. Feet to your hands. Halfway up, breathe in. Long exhalation takes you to a soft forward fold. Tuck your chin in. Bend your knees. Sink your hips. Take the arms straight up. And sit lower. Bring the weight into your heels. Go right back into Ujjayi sound. Inhale, you'll feel your chest want to lift up away from your front thighs. Exhale, palms together right at your heart, forward fold. Chair pose again, because you know why not. We sit a little lower. You're just taking your seat for the beginning of the week. That's it. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Breathe in. Step back. High push-up. In high push-up right now, just let your breath in. Let this movement empower you to take your seat for the week. Rock forward. Low push-up. Take your seat in your low push-up. Take your seat on an in-breath into up dog. Take your seat on an out breath to down dog. Right foot, pick it up, bend that knee, step it into warrior one. Your inhale, when you're coming up, your inhales are empowering you to take your seat into this pose. Your eyes on one spot, eye level, is going to help really plug you into taking your seat. Stay firm on the breath. But let it be fluid. Just firm intention. I'm just going to keep breathing. Press your right knee open. Plug in that front heel into the floor. And then squeeze up your back thigh. Bend your front knee a tiny bit more. Making sure it's not going over that ankle. And then just keep reaching up. You breathe in, you get more reach. It'll happen for you. Exhale, hands find the ground. Wrists underneath the shoulders. Step the foot back, high to low. Let your inhale and your out breath move you pose into the next. And you'll feel like, wow, there's a connection here. Down facing. Left foot stepping forward. Back foot is flat. Take your time coming up, but a powerful Ujjayi sound is coming in to get you to lift and to rise. And if you like, just bring awareness to your front knee. Make sure your joints are stacked, knee over the ankle. Bring awareness to, I'm strong in my legs, but can I relax my jaw? Can I bring focus to my breath in and how it's lifting everything up? And can my exhalation soften my shoulders down a little bit and make a little room? Yeah. Firm in the feet and legs though. And then inhale, get long, get lifted on the upper body, reach high. Hug in your core now, please. Plant your palms right to the floor, high to low. Up facing. Down facing. Breathe in. Breathe easy out. Walk up. Belly in. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Full inhale. Full breath out. Fold. Together, bend your knees. Think about taking your seat in chair pose as your arms stretch up toward the ceiling. Heels push into the floor. Thighs firm up. Ujjayi breath says, bring me back in, bring me back in. Sit a little bit lower, just so you can say, am I really breathing? Don't lower until you get active in that sound of Ujjayi in, fluid Ujjayi out. Forward fold, all the air's coming out to get you into a more comfortable forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, come on to high push-up. I know you're excited. So darn excited. Lower down, belly in, elbows bend back. Excellent, Jim. Inhale, scoop the chest. Out with all of it. Send your hips back and up high. Right into warrior one. Don't even give it thought. Just step the foot forward, press the back foot down, bring your arms together right over your head, palms to touch. Catch your breath. Exhale, back to the ground. High push up, that's when you breathe in. Lower down, breathe out. Next breath coming in is up dog. Downward dog says, I'm waiting on that exhalation. And then your left foot steps forward. Your back foot presses down. Your inhale brings you into warrior one, left leg. Reach high, palms to touch. Look at your thumbs. Now over your head, look up. Exhale, back to the floor. Full breath in, high push up. Belly tight, lower down. Up facing, down facing. Let your hips go side to side. Give yourself a second to catch your breath. As the breath starts to come through more, it's because tension starts to release. In the back of the legs, we get connected to the sound. It starts to quiet down all the excess head chatter. I only know this stuff because I'm a witness to it on my mat. I'm a witness to when there's a shift in me. And I notice the deeper I breathe, the more I drop into the poses and feel them more. And then I start to keep focusing on that breath and keep it going. And it starts to get softer, it starts to smooth out from the erratic, ragged, jagged places it started. So what do you witness about your practice on your mat, in your down dog or in your child's pose? Let yourself have a second to say, yeah, when is there a shift in me where I can just breathe easy? And you want to recognize that there are places you find that space on your mat, and then you pay attention to that, and you're grateful. And then you think with gratefulness, where are the places in my life off my mat where I can breathe, where it's like it's just easy. It's less like work. Those are the places you'll recognize, oh yeah, the places I can really just get out of my head and just be really present, really connected. Those are the places we feel the most safe and secure. And so even in intense poses on your mat, if you keep that breath going, there's an inner safety and security that even if it's a moment of intensity, like you're like, I can still do it. Breathe in. Breathe everything out. When you're ready, downward dog. Very slowly, walk your feet to your wrists. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold, empty out. Bend your knees a bit, let your head drop. Then bend your knees a lot, chair pose. Arms gonna straight up over your head. Breathe out, chest right into thighs. Halfway lift, breathe in. Hug in your core, step back, high to low. Put a smile on your face and then make your legs strong. Lower down. Upward, in breath. Send your hips straight back, downward dog. So remembering, part of your body is always going to be strong in every pose, firm, and then the other half of your body can loosen up a little. Step your right foot forward, warrior one. Reach up. Bend your elbows. Your palms are going to touch over your head. Bend your elbows and press your forearms behind your head a little bit. Press the back of your head into your arms. Right there on the next breath out, warrior two. Front knee is over that ankle. Outer edge of the back foot pressing. Let your tailbone soften toward the floor a little bit. Pull your lower belly in and up. And then be mindful, my legs are firm. Got that. Can my shoulders soften and let down a little bit away from my ears? And can the crown of my head press into the ceiling? You know, act as if it's like that. And then go ahead, reverse your warrior. Take your right arm straight up. Take extended side angle. Your right forearm and elbow comes to your front thigh. Your left arm goes up in the air. And then it stretches way over your head. And then take your next breath in. And when you go to breathe out, that upper hand, that upper arm is softening around your back. And then lift out of your bottom shoulder and turn your gaze to look to the back wall. Tuck your chin into that shoulder. And just keep thinking, I breathe in so I get stretch and length across the front wall of my chest. And when I exhale, it just kind of opens me up a little bit. And it's not a force, it's just a flow of the exhalation being allowed to really come through. See, when we really, really breathe out, it's because we feel safe to relax. Release, hands to the ground. Hug in the core, high plank. Nice, Kathy. Lower down. Up facing. Big breath in. Fill up, fill up, fill up. And then filter it out. Down dog. Left foot, warrior one. In breath, come on up. Palms are together. Bend your elbows. Let the back of your head press against your forearms. Press your front knee open. That's excellent, Jim. Root through that front foot right into the floor. Let yourself take a little tiny back bend. Just keep pressing the back of the head into the arms. Breathe in slow. And when you breathe out, that's when you're opening wide into warrior two. Take your front foot cap and just inch it a tiny bit forward. Yeah, just give yourself a little more room on your mat. That's what the practice is about, giving yourself room. And then go ahead, reverse your warrior. Your left arm's flipping up. You're gonna look to your upper hand though. Breathe in, you're gonna feel yourself get lots more length. And then exhale, that's your cue to bring it into extended side angle. You're gonna have the arm right over your head, and then you're gonna stretch over your ear with that upper arm. And you're gonna keep thinking of your back foot pressing, and your tailbone's gonna lengthen a little bit toward the back heel. Your next breath out, you wrap the upper arm gently around your back. You lift out of that bottom shoulder. You can lift your gaze to look at the back wall, so your chin can tuck to that upper shoulder. Look straight back behind you. Breathe in and get that stretch across the front wall of your chest. And when you breathe out, everything softens. So you're just gonna lift out of here. Yeah, that's it. And make sure it's comfortable for your neck. And then release. Hands to the floor. Great work. High push up, full breath. Lower down. Upward dog, fill your lungs. Down facing, breathe out. In with the breath. And out. Take your right foot to your right wrist. Keep your back knee down on the ground. Inhale your way up, so you're on your back knee. And then if you decide, oh, I need a little padding, it's okay to just set that up. Or you take the side edge of your mat and fold it over. As long as you keep breathing, you'll be in the flow. Nothing's ruined and nothing's all wrong because you had to stop what you were doing and get yourself more comfortable. Take your hands behind your back, or you could always interlace your fingers at your low back. But pressing your chest up. So if the hands support the low back, let that action be what presses your hips forward and your chest up. Shoulders are coming back. And then inhale the arms straight up over your head, shoulders over your hips. Bring your hands to your heart. You're just going to take that twist. So your left elbow is going to twist right outside your right knee. And you're going to think about lifting your chest off your front thigh and then just kind of drawing your right hip a little bit back. Nice job. And then just spread the arms apart. Have the blocks underneath your bottom fingertips. You won't mess it up if you got to take a moment to get your blocks. Keep the breath flowing and you'll realize I didn't miss a beat. I didn't miss a beat. Let that breath come right through. And then go ahead, take the upper arm down, back onto the floor. And you're going to take and curl your back toes under. You're going to straighten through your back leg. You're going to be on the ball of your back foot. You're going to try to pull your thigh on your back leg a little bit away from the ground. Yep. Good. And then go ahead and just take a twist again, but the right arm's going right up in the air. Yeah. That's it. Breathe in. Exhale your upper hand to the floor. Okay. Take your leg back, down dog. You can unfold that mat. Yep. Breathe in. Your left foot stepping forward. You're exhaling your back knee softly to the floor. Fold the mat up. That helps a lot. The top of your back foot rests on the ground. You're going to bring yourself up, hands to the hips. You're going to keep plugging into that front foot. You can, yeah, there you go. And just pressing your hips forward, let your chest press up toward the ceiling. When in doubt, exhale. Inhale now, arms come right up over your head. Exhale, palms pull right down to your heart, just a little below shoulder level, and right into a twist. So the right elbow's hooking outside that left knee. Again, you're going to find the action of your front foot. You can always walk your front foot out just a little bit more to the edge of your mat, just a tiny bit. Yep. And then keep remembering, as I breathe in, my belly is absolutely invited to expand out. And when I breathe out, my belly wants to pull right in for that twist. And then just take your arms wide apart. Find your blocks. Stay with breath flow. Every time you exhale, that's your cue to take a little more of a gentle twist. Belly into spine. Good. Go ahead. Let your exhale be what brings the upper hand back down on the floor for a second. Take a breath in. And then just take your left arm up again, right into that twist. So the arm's up over your head. And can your bottom shoulder soften down? Yeah. And you keep remembering, I press down through my bottom hand. That gives me a little bit of a lift out of my bottom shoulder. And then I twist open more just by exhaling. Your job is exhale. Your body says, I got my job. I got my gig. I know what I'm doing. Help me out by breathing all you have. And let the upper hand come to the floor. Good work. Now curl the back toes under. We forgot that part. We got to do it. Curl the back toes under. The back leg straightens as much as it can. Press straight through the heel of that back foot. Thigh is lifting up off the ground. Just be right here and breathe into that space. The more you press that back heel to the back wall and engage your back thigh, engage it, lift it away from the floor a little bit. Exhale, soften it down. There. Go ahead. Take yourself, or adjust your mat, unfold it, down facing. Breathe in and out. Walk, feet to your hands. Halfway lift. Slowly fold forward. Bend your knees. Take your arms straight up in the air. Open your arms wide. Bring your hands to your heart and shoot yourself straight up to stand tall. Eagle. Inhale, arms reach. Your exhale is what brings those arms down and wraps the right arm under. And your right leg comes up and over. The breathing in and the breathing out starts making this feel kind of like magic, kind of mystical. But it's still very much physical. And you're just learning how to really fuse more balance into the two. Release. In breath, arms go right up. Exhale, left arm comes right under. Work with tight shoulders by taking opposite hand to opposite shoulder if you must. Left leg squeezes on the top. Your shoulders sit over your hips. Your belly pulls right in. And these movements that I'm suggesting, they're slow. You're not doing it in a big yank. You're moving steady, but you're not like yanking yourself from pose to pose. Release. Nice work. Sweep up. Hands to heart. Take your left arm straight up in the air. Take your right arm straight up in the air and let your exhalation be what drops the right arm. Bend your right knee, catch the inside, the inseam of your right foot. So your left leg is strong, and when you want to, you would just kick your upper leg back. You can use that, yes. Yep. Breathe. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, right.
Kick the upper leg back a little. Just think I'm kicking it away from my right hip point. Nice, Jim. Nice job. Breathe, Jim. Breathe. Release. Good work. Other side. Good work, Kathy. Go ahead. Right arm's coming up. Left arm's coming up. And then the left arm just backstrokes. Reach. Catch hold of that foot. You always can use a strap too, Kathy. But remember, your standing leg is strong. It's been holding you up your whole life. And it's also okay to go to a wall or one of the bars. Not a bar like a watering hole, but one of the bars in the in the dance studio. Relax your jaw and let the breath come through, and it'll steady your physical balance pose. Nice work. Release. Come on back to your mat. Or, actually, you can stay on the bar. We're going to take half moon. So, let's see. If you were to take you're using your right standing leg first. You have your hand on the bar. Maybe the lower bar, maybe the upper, your call. But you're going to take your left leg straight back. And then you can take your left arm up in the air. Flex through that left foot like you're pushing through the wall. And if you like, start turning your toes on your upper foot toward the ceiling. It starts coaxing that hip a little bit more open where it wasn't before. And then you're bringing that left leg down. You're right where you are, stay right where you are, and just take ragdoll alongside the wall. Opposite hand to opposite elbow. Head lets go. In your ragdoll, you're folded forward, your head is dropped, and every time you exhale deep, your upper body lets go a little bit more. And you'll notice when you can exhale like that, you'll drop into your body. Bring yourself slowly on up, hands to hips. Press right through the floor, come up nice and easy, tailbone lengthening. And you're going to take half moon on the other side. So before, you were on your right leg, now you're on your left leg. Squeeze it. Left hand catches the bar, whichever is more comfortable. You're going to take your right leg, you're going to swing it straight back. And you're trying to see, does my upper leg line up with my hip? Maybe a little bit higher. Am I rolling my chest open toward the ceiling? My fingers on my upper arm, lengthening, my palm spreads. And then I see if I look toward my upper hand, I look toward the ceiling. Make sure your chin's tucked in to your chest a bit so your neck has some length. And if you can, start turning the toes on that upper foot toward the ceiling a bit. Do you guys notice that it starts to do a little something in that upper hip? Mm-hmm. He'd just agree with me anyway, just to get out of the...
I like saying, what are you doing to me?
Squeeze your bottom leg and firmly press through that upper foot on the upper leg. Because when you do that, that upper leg feels more stability. And release. Oh, yay. Good work. Ragdoll. Take the moment to find ragdoll. Why? Because you want to find your bearings in a forward fold. So your nervous system can just say, okay, all right, I'm plugged back in. And then just let your fingertips come to the floor, okay? And with your fingertips on the floor, your knees really bent, just let yourself sway side to side. Bend your knees, feet pressed into the floor, hands to hips, hugging the core. come up to stand. Tree pose, right where you are or on your mat. It's up to you. Stay back with Ujjayi breath though. So whatever you're doing, get that rooted. Plumb the breath in and out. It absolutely will be that secret sauce to you steadying your balancing tree pose. Your hands are in prayer. Your shoulders move out of the way. You can interlace your fingers right over your head and just press your arms straight up. Again, press your bottom foot down from your bottom leg. Strong, strong roots. Building a foundation of strong roots. And then the upper body is allowed to be more supple. The more you keep flow of breath, the more it's going to bring so much deep inner calm to your brain, to your mind. And when you bring calm to your brain, you bring calm to your emotional body as well. Release. Excellent. Switch sides. At a certain point, you took a yoga class, whenever it was, wherever it was, and you did a tree pose that day, most likely. And the tree pose that you're in now is the one that got you. You got there because of that original one you did. So be in this tree pose right here, right now, not as something more for you to work on, something more for you to make better, something more for you to improve. Because that just happens, I think, the more you're just in tune to your posture. But just bring the awareness of this tree pose as a way to acknowledge how far you've come since that first day. Even if it's like, well, I'm not so steady today, it doesn't matter. It's just a practice. Learning how to be strong and yet not so rigid on thyself is a giant part of this practice and why I love to offer it. Any pose, any variation you want. The arms can go straight up into a V. You can press your arms over your head, whatever you like. Be in a pose just to enjoy it, not to add more work to it. There's a way you want to practice this vinyasa where you're just staying as in tune as possible. You're awake and aware, oh yeah, here's what I can do in this pose. Here's the adjustment I can make, things like that. But without such a bright red marker, grading and critiquing, saying it's still not enough, it's still not good enough. So bring more balance into your practice right now by just enjoying it. Enjoy it and put the work in, but do it in a way that's relaxed. Relax with yourself. Bring yourself back to your mat. Nice work. You are feeling a little looser at this point, yeah?
Oh yeah.
You're feeling a little? Awesome. Feet together. Bend your knees. This is your favorite pose, Jim, so we'll keep you here for 8 breaths. 8, 7. Every time you start letting yourself sink a little bit more, you got to breathe. Big, big, big. 5, 4, 3, 2. Sit a little lower and a little more back. 1. Chest into thighs. Halfway lift, breathe in. Step back, high push up. Core pulled in, smile lifted. Lower down, halfway. Up facing. Down facing. Big inhale. Big out breath. Right foot stepping forward. Warrior 1. Your inhale brings you up. Warrior 2. Reverse warrior, back arm around your back. Reach, 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 reach. Bend the upper elbow. Press the back of your head into your forearm and vice versa. Breathe into that right side of your torso. Remember to breathe out. And then right leg's going to straighten. Your right arm's coming right out in front of you. Take your back foot, slide it just a little away. Triangle. Go back to breathing. I forget all the time. But man, my practice shifted when I just started it up again. Instead of making it all wrong. Triangle, your legs are firm. Let your bottom shoulder hike down from that bottom of your calf. That's right. But lift your bottom lung up. That's it. That's it. You feel the difference? Now breathe into that. Enjoy that space. Don't just work for it and then just go on to the next. Acknowledge, like, oh yeah, that did help. And then bring yourself up to stand now. You're going to take your front foot and you're going to turn it so you're facing the left wall. Immediately, hands support your low back. Immediately then, firm your thighs. Feel the soles of your feet spread across the floor. Press your hips firmly forward. Hug your elbows in toward each other. Chest pressing up. Head can go a little more back. And then your exhalation folds you. Slide your hands down and catch your ankles. Or your lower legs. Work with yourself. If you can't breathe in it, you'll always struggle to be in it. So find a space that's like, that's the right stretch. I'm getting something from it. And then go into breathing. Now lift yourself halfway. Hold on to your lower legs. But look to get the spine stretching forward. That's it. Feel your hips being sent to the back wall, but everything else is getting gently lengthened away. Fold down. Breathe right here. Move the air out. Bring your hands to your hips. Push your feet through the floor. Feel your tailbone draw under the lower belly. Pull it up and in. Stand up tall. Now just take your left foot, turn it to the back wall. Step your back foot in a bit. And then bend your left knee. You're going to find warrior 1. Remember to squeeze your back leg. Arms are reaching. So all we did was flip you so you have a change of scenery. And then use your exhale for warrior 2. Take your back arm, gently wrap it around your back, flip your left arm, reverse your warrior. Bend that elbow, forearm pressing into the back of the head into the forearm. And right in that space, breathe in and feel what it is. See all that awesome room in between your rib cage. And then go ahead, you're going to make your way into triangle. So left leg straightening, release your arms. Left arm stretch way out there. So lengthen the spine first. And then the upper arm comes up. And if you have your bottom hand on your front leg in a way that your lungs stay lifted, yeah, you'll breathe easier. You want to figure out, where am I not breathing easy and where do I breathe easy? What adjustments do I make? It's just by tuning in. You tune in and boy, your body says, wow, I'll give you all the information.
Bottom shoulder is going to draw down a little bit from that bottom earlobe. Where can I carve out more space? All you're doing is carving out bigger space to breathe better the rest of today. Less like work. Bring your upper hand to the, your upper hand, pull you right up. Hug in your core though. And then turn your left toes to face that wall in front of you. Now, normally you'd be facing the opposite wall. But the way we did this, you're right back to where you were. But can you see, I'm right back to where I am, but with even more increased awareness. Outer edges of your feet pressing. Thighs firming up. Even your inner seams of your legs are squeezing up. Everything is just pulling up, 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 up. Hips go forward, forward, forward. Thighs are firm though. And then let your upper body stretch away from those hip points, your front hip points. And then take a fold. Breathe in. Breathe out. Press your feet through the floor. Reach around. You're going to grab the strap, but you're going to bring yourself up to stand. You're going to set up the strap so your right arm's up in the air. You're going to take the strap. Once you bend that elbow, take the strap in that right hand. You're going to reach around with the left hand. What you're looking to do is have a nice space, a little bit of space between both hands. Press your hips forward, thighs firm, chest lifting. Smooth operator kind of exhalation into a forward fold. Smooth operator, breathing in, breathing out. This bind is helping you to open up your shoulders and your upper back. A lot of times when we're most uncomfortable, it's like, man, why am I doing this? And it's uncomfortable because we started out that way. But we know, wow, I'm going to free up. Breathe in, empty out. Press your feet through the floor. Very slowly inhale your way up. Good. And I'm just going to have you go right back into this, but change up the arm. So take the bind with your left arm, left hand, behind your head. Catch the strap. Bend your right elbow. Take the strap in the other end. And if you choose, like, oh, I want to change the scenery now, then just turn yourself to the back wall and just straddle your with your feet off your mat. Why not? Or just be where you are. But remember, firm legs, firm feet, hips forward, chest pressing up, and then your exhalation softens you into the fold. You can keep a little bend in your knees. But think about your hips picking up, picking up, picking up toward the ceiling while your head keeps letting go, letting go, letting go. So there's a part of you that's super active in the lower body because that's holding you up, keeping you from toppling over. You know, you plug those pieces in. But then there's another part where your whole upper body says, I want to just let go. And you want to breathe into that space in your upper back and shoulders. And you'll soften that tight space by breathing out. Release. You can stay where you are. You can let the strap down. And you can creatively make your way back to the front edge of your mat, however you want to do that. When you're at the front edge of your mat, you're going to come right down onto your knees. You're going to take the front edge of your mat and you're going to fold it over. We're going to set up for a camel. Because we have this action going of hands supporting the low back, Hips and thighs pressing toward the front wall. And then just letting your upper body stretch away from your front hip points. Tailbone is soft. Lots of support to your back. You gotta have your own back. You gotta have a support system of people that have your back. It makes you go places just because you feel safer. On your mat, your body will take you places you wouldn't normally be able to go. Release. Bring yourself, take your knees, slide them back, open them wide, bring yourself into child's pose. Okay, you're going to come into dolphin pose, which we haven't done in a while, but that's okay. I'll walk you through. So what you're going to do is you're going to come up onto your knees. And you're going to take opposite hand to opposite elbow, and then you're just going to take your arms straight out in front of you. So it's just important that you've got those shoulders over the elbows, and then you're going to take and curl your toes under. And you're going to press back into your down dog. Your chest is pressing toward your front thighs. Your head softens. You keep pushing down through those forearms. Breathe. And bring your knees to the floor. Child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. You start slowing your exhalations down and start soothing your mind. Starts calming down a wiring of our usual pace, faster pace, hurry, restlessness, impatience, all that stuff. Slow the breath down and you start retraining. Come into new wiring. And then you find, wow, I really prefer that. Go ahead and just stretch right out onto your belly, legs behind you. And you're going to take your right arm just a little bit up off the floor and your left leg a little bit off the floor, not higher than your hip though. And then your head and shoulders are going to lift up, chest lifts up off the floor, yep. And then switch sides. Left arm. And your left palm can face the right wall. Yep, and then you're just taking that right leg up off the floor. And then both arms out in front of you. And both legs stretching back behind you, not higher than your hips. Press your belly into the floor, pressing your pubic bone right down into the floor, and you're going to lift a little higher. 5, 4, 3, inhale yourself up a little higher. 2, let go. 1. Bend your knees, windshield wipe your legs side to side. You can stack your forearms on top of each other. Good. Softly bring your legs behind you on the floor. Interlace your hands at your low back. You could always take a strap, but otherwise, pull your chest off the floor, pull your head up off the floor, and take your arms away from your low back. A little bit off your low back. Squeeze your shoulder blades in toward each other, And keep thinking about your shoulders hiking down. Press your belly into the floor, your front thighs into the floor. Lift up a little higher. 5, 4, 3, 2. Lift a little higher. Exhale down. Windshield wipe, legs side to side. Forearm stack, cheek to the other side. Just take some circles with your ankles in one direction and then the other. Upward facing dog. Big inhale to press your way into up dog. Big exhale, pull, thighs are being pulled back to down dog. Right leg is gonna come forward. You're gonna set up for pigeon or figure 4 on your back. Wherever you are, figure out what pose do I need, and it might be different than what you needed before. Your practice has flow, malleability, options, and I invite you to explore your options for the pose you need on the day of practice. Because it might be that what you needed last time was different from what you need today. Today you might need more, or today you might need less. You will still benefit, but you'll benefit all the more figuring out what you need for yourself. I call out the poses to give you a framework that keep you with alignment, to keep you always concentrating on breath, to keep you plugged in. But in that space of structure, there's wiggle room to say, what kind of pose do I need? Maybe the variation you need is different than maybe other times you've practiced before. And it doesn't have to stay permanent. The pigeon you're doing now doesn't have to be the one you do every single time in the exact way. There's variations on pigeon. Your job on the mat is to breathe and to tune into yourself. And to ask yourself often, what do I need? Because your needs will change. Something you did before was perfect before. And something you might do now or later is because that's what your body's calling out for. Breath in, empty out. Bring yourself right out of this pose gently and steady. And you're going to set up into down dog, and then you're going to take pigeon, some variation of it on the left side. The other option is you can always lay flat on your back with your left ankle crossed over your right thigh and hugging. So you bend your right knee. Yeah. And then you can lift that foot up off the floor and you can hug. I'm a visual person, so let me show you. drawing your right leg towards you while pressing your left knee. You got it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But wherever you are, whatever variation you found that you needed that would work better for you, breathe into it. Because the breathing is your doorway. It's a doorway to recognizing that you can tune into how your body feels. Breathing is what takes us down out of our head, takes us into more focus, more awareness to how does my body feel. Not breathing, we stay disconnected. You want to tune into the way you feel, because that's how you know what works for you, what's right for you, and what isn't. So let yourself have room to breathe and to feel. And it will balance out all the excess overthinking, overcrowded thoughts that we normally engage with instead. And it just, you tune into how you feel, because that is your body's way of communicating intuitively what's right for you. On the mat, off the mat, we just get an opportunity to strengthen our ability to be more awake and aware in the practice. Breathe in, big sigh out. You're going to make your way out of the pose. You're going to find your way into down dog. It's all so good. Shavasana is on the way. Breathe in. Big sigh. You could always take your leg up in the air, roll the knee open, create that awesome space that you've created. Feel it. Feel the effects of what you've created by doing a little bit of effort. And then switch sides. Other leg can go in the air, bend the upper knee, roll open. And then bring it down. Make your way out onto your seat with your legs stretched right out in front of you. Spread your legs out nice and wide. Press through your heels and the balls of your feet. It's as if your thighs, your bottoms of your thighs are just rooting into the floor. Your hips rooting into the floor. And then inhale, arms straight up over your head. Softly fold forward. Navel leads. Fingertips find the floor. Tuck your chin in a little bit. Let your exhales be where and how your upper body starts moving down a little lower toward the ground. Right here, breathe in. Empty out. Walk your fingertips up. Bring the soles of your feet together. Knees are butterflied out to the sides. You can grab onto your ankles, and then you can just feel like your chest is just pulling up away from the ground. And you fold forward as you breathe out. It's this tiny, tiny action of as if your belly button were leading forward. Breathe right where you are. Just exhale everything out, and your upper thighs, your inner groin, it's all going to start softening, loosening up the more you let the breath fully go free. Bring yourself up. Take your legs out in front of you, legs together this time. Long breath in. Now before you reach up, plant your hips down, plant your legs down, then go up. Lots of length in that spine, lifting up out of the tailbone. And then just nicely fold forward. Bend your knees a lot. Widen your legs out more if you need to. But push like you're pushing through the soles of your feet, the heels of your feet into a wall. Inhale, you'll get a little bit of lift away from the ground and your front thighs. Out breath. Oh, nicely. Where can I be strong and firm? Where can I blend that with moving nicely? Taking care of myself through the practice. Not being so hard on myself. Not being so judgmental. Bring yourself on up. Make your way out onto your back. Stretch your legs away from you like you did in the beginning. And your arms away from you. And then let yourself find your Shavasana. Your arms can rest alongside your hips, but the arms are open, they're away from your hips. Give yourself room. Your legs and feet want to be on the floor in a way that you can just sort of let them be. That's what the practice is. You had plenty of time to do, and make effort. And now there's time to just let it be. Don't even try to breathe. Doesn't mean you'll stop breathing. Just let your body show you its own natural intelligence of your own breathing system. We increase respiration so that your body says, I can breathe so freely in a relaxed, effortless way. And that's really that part I mean about just being. And plugging into the importance of doing nothing as a way to fuel up and recharge your batteries for productivity with anything else you have to do today or the week. Bend your knees. Take the time to slowly roll over onto your right side. Take your arms underneath your bottom ear for a pillow. Big breath in. Let go. Notice you can always get more breath in when you fully let the breath out, all the way out. Notice that puts you in touch with yourself in a deeper way. Notice that connection is real. You can come to the practice and do the poses, but to really have a shift and an inner transformation, we really get plugged into the breathing. We know that when we show up, we're probably not going to be breathing that easy, that effortlessly, and that's okay. We know when we show up, we're going to be stiff. We know that first downward dog or that first forward bend can just feel kind of terrible. But we breathe into that space. And you get lost in the sound of that fluidity. It's just like heaven. Heaven to your mind. Such deep peace emotionally. I think where we find peace is a little slice of heaven on earth. And we should all try to gravitate towards whatever bits of slice of heaven we can find. And getting clued into breathing on your mat just awakens you to seeing it in your life more clearly, and also where it isn't. Breathe in and empty out. Bring your palms into the floor. Give yourself that stability to bring yourself up to seated. And bring your palms together. Full inhale. Full empty. Thumb knuckles to your forehead. Thumb knuckles to your heart. Bowing forward, chin to chest. In gratitude, because you always make the right decision when you say, I'm going to get on my mat. Even if you don't feel that sometimes in the moment, you will feel it by 4 o'clock today. The good choice you made. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Kathy. Thanks.
So glad you're feeling better.
I'm
Almost.
feeling so much better, but I definitely am aware of just even teaching how much I feel even better than when I started. So for that, I thank you. But it's like I was saying to Jim earlier, when you get really sick like that, you get really like laid out, it just makes you really grateful for like your health, or for the chance to be able to sleep like that. You don't realize how tired you can get. It just kind of makes you really grateful to kind of get back in and keep on going. So